Welcome to this explainer. Look, today we're tackling a topic that might sound highly technical at first, but we are going to translate it into exactly what it needs to be for you, a crucial strategic blueprint. If you're a business leader right now, you really can't afford to view AI as just this magical box where you type in a question and get an answer. It's so much more than that. To build reliable systems that actually move the needle for your organization, you absolutely have to understand the AI stack. So we're going to decode this stack from the ground up, and I'll show you exactly why every single technical layer is actually a vital business investment.
So let's start with a real-world scenario. Imagine you're building an AI application to help drug discovery researchers analyze, say, 10,000 pages of clinical trials that literally just got published this morning. Now, you might be thinking, great, I'll just grab the absolute smartest, newest large language model out there and we're good to go. But is that model alone actually enough to solve complex PhD-level problems? Well, the short answer is absolutely not. The model's incredibly important, for sure, but it's really just one piece of a much larger puzzle. If you want to solve real, meaningful problems, a magical prompt box simply isn't going to cut it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. Decoding the AI stack. 2. Hardware and model capacity. 3. Fueling AI with context. 4. Orchestrating complex problem solving. 5. The application layer. And finally, 6. Strategic AI investments.
Section 1. Decoding the AI stack. Beyond the prompt box.
Section 2. Hardware and model capacity, the foundation.
Think of hardware as the basement of your AI factory. It dictates absolutely everything you can build on top of it. And it's important to realize that not all models are created equal. Large language models, or LLMs, are massive beasts. They require highly specialized, incredibly expensive, enterprise-grade GPUs just to function. On the flip side, we have small language models, or SLMs. These are nimble enough to literally fit on a standard laptop. And here's the thing, matching your model size to your hardware capacity is a vital strategic choice. If you starve a massive model of compute power, you'll bottleneck your entire operation. While on the other hand, over-provisioning expensive hardware for a small, specialized model, you're just burning cash.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it frames your deployment options. If you go on-premise, you're buying the infrastructure yourself. This is incredibly capital-intensive. I mean, enterprise GPUs can easily cost tens of thousands of dollars each, and your scale is completely fixed by whatever sits in your server room. Choosing the cloud, though, means renting GPU capacity, which gives you the agility to scale instantly as your user base grows. And then, local deployment restricts you to those nimble SLMs running on standard hardware. So your ultimate budget, your scaling ambitions, and your data privacy needs are going to drive this critical investment decision.
So once the hardware is set, you have to choose your model. And today, AI builders have a massive amount of choice. Did you know there are over 2 million models sitting in catalogs like Hugging Face right now? Talk about analysis paralysis, right? But you can cut through all that noise by evaluating models across a few specific dimensions. First, is the model open or proprietary? What's the size, going back to our LLM versus SLM debate? And finally, specialization. Does your business need a model that is incredible at complex reasoning? Or maybe you need one specifically trained for tool calling or generating Python code? You aren't just trying to pick the smartest model overall, you are picking the exact right tool for your specific job.
Section 3. Fueling AI with context, the data layer.
Remember our drug discovery scientist from earlier? A generic base model doesn't know a thing about a proprietary clinical trial paper that was published just yesterday. It has a knowledge cutoff. And this is exactly where we introduce a critical concept, RAG, or Retrieval-Augmented Generation, and vector databases. Please, don't let the acronym intimidate you. RAG is simply the bridge between general public AI and your private, up-to-the-minute business data. The system takes your external documents, vectorizes them, and then allows the model to instantly retrieve that exact context when answering a question. It's quite literally how you teach a generic AI about your specific company.
Section 4. Orchestrating complex problem solving, the brain.
Okay, so if hardware is the foundation and data is the fuel, orchestration is the project manager. And this brilliantly illustrates how data orchestration improves complex problem solving. To solve complex workflows, like say generating a comprehensive quarterly sales report, we don't just send one prompt and pray for a good output. No way. Data orchestration breaks the task down. First up, thinking. The AI uses its reasoning abilities to plan its attack. Next is execution. It actually calls external tools or functions, like pulling live data directly from your CRM. And finally, reviewing. The AI critiques its own generated response and initiates feedback loops to correct errors before it ever shows you the final result. This multi-step orchestration is exactly how you turn a basic, simple chatbot into a highly reliable, autonomous worker.
Section 5. The application layer. The interface.
Look, all of that incredible infrastructure, modeling, data, and orchestration, it doesn't matter one bit if your team cannot easily use it. The application layer is what actually drives user adoption. Basic text in, text out just isn't enough anymore. You need varied modalities, allowing users to input images, audio, or custom datasets. You absolutely need visible citations and the ability to make revisions, because that's how users trust the output and verify the source. And most critically, integrations. If this AI doesn't seamlessly connect to the software your team already lives in every single day, I guarantee you it will be abandoned.
Section 6. Strategic AI Investments. The Payoff.
So, we've climbed all the way from the hardware basement to the application penthouse. But why does this technical journey actually matter to the boardroom? Well, the crucial point is that every single choice you make across this stack dictates 4 incredibly critical business outcomes: quality, speed, cost, and safety. Think about it. Choose a massive model, but put it on slow hardware, and your speed dies. Ignore data orchestration, and your quality plummets. Fail to thoughtfully consider cloud versus local deployments, and your costs spiral completely out of control, or worse, your safety is compromised. The tech stack isn't just IT's problem anymore. It's your ultimate business strategy.
As we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought to take back to your teams. Now that you understand these interconnected layers of the AI stack, from the enterprise GPUs to the RAG data pipelines, right up to the user interface, where's your organization over-investing right now? Are you buying massive models but starving them of specific data context? And honestly, what critical layer are you completely ignoring? Answering those questions is the first real step to building an AI strategy that truly transforms your business. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.